Hello and welcome to this video brought to you by Smart Exam Resources. In today's video, I shall explain to you the worksheet which is based on series and parallel circuit, and this worksheet is present in the members area of Smart Exam Resources. For those who are the members, you can always pull down the worksheet which contains the question paper only. Now this is the marking scheme I've pulled out. As you can see, there is MS1 written. MS1 is the mark scheme for the question 1. Okay, so now when you're watching the video, you try to ignore the marking scheme, train yourself to look at the question paper. So now let's solve the MCQs together. So series and parallel circuit set 1, and the link for downloading the same will be shared in the description box, so you can always go through. If you're not a member, no need to worry, I'll be uploading the same worksheet in the website area, and I'll be sharing a link with all of you for the same, so you can pull down the resources and start solving them. So question number 1, two faulty ammeters and two perfect ammeters are connected in series in the circuit shown. So yes, I can see there are 4 ammeters connected in series, and the readings on the ammeters are A1 is 2.9 amperes, A2 is 3.1 amperes, A3 is 3.1 amperes, and A4 again is 3.3 amperes. Which two ammeters are faulty? Well, we need to focus on the faulty ammeters, and to do that we need to first think, what are the ammeters going to measure? Obviously they're going to measure the current. So this is a series circuit. I need to remember the rules of the series circuit. So the rule is, suppose the current I1 enters ammeter 1, the current that enters ammeter 2 is I2, for the ammeter 3 the current is I3, and for the ammeter 4 it is I4. Now the rule for the current in the series circuit says that always I1 will be equal to I2, which will be equal to I3, and that will be equal to I4, meaning the current in a series circuit stays the same. So now of the 4 ammeter readings, I can see A2 and A3 giving me the same readings, but A1 and A4 do not give me the same readings. That means A1 and A4 must be the required faulty ammeters. So which is the option giving you A1 and A4 as the faulty ammeters? Is the option B. Okay, so that's my correct answer. What did I make use of? I made use of the concept of the rule of the current in the series circuit. Now let's solve the next question. An ammeter and an 18 ohm resistor are connected in series with a battery. The reading on the ammeter is 0.50 amperes. So I'm going to write here 0.50 amperes. Okay, and you know the direction of the current is this way, the conventional direction. What is the electromotive force of the battery? Now if you do not know the meaning of the word electromotive force, I'm going to explain this to you. So electromotive force and voltage are mostly used interchangeably, but there is a small difference between the two. Before I tell you the difference, let me tell you the similarities. So EMF and voltage, both are measuring the quantity voltage. Okay, another thing, to measure the voltage you still need a voltmeter. So this is what is similar about the EMF and the voltage. Now what is different? The difference is that when you connect a voltmeter across the, I'll just change the color. So when you connect the voltmeter across the source of electric current or the power supply, you call that as the EMF. So EMF is when you connect the voltmeter across the battery or the cells, whatever. But when you connect the same voltmeter across any other electrical component, then you say that you're going to measure the voltage. So see, the same voltmeter you're going to connect once across the power supply, and that is going to be called as the EMF. So there you're recording the EMF, and when you connect the voltmeter across the electrical component, in this case the 18 ohm resistor, we say that you are going to measure the voltage. Now they are asking you, what is the electromotive force of the battery? Now to do that, I'm going to make use of the Ohm's law. And what does the Ohm's law tell you? It tells you V equals IR. And what is I? I is 0.50. They are in series, okay? So 0.50 into R. R is how much? 18 ohms. Let me multiply and see what I'm getting. So the answer is 0.50 into 18, which is 9. So 9 volts is the answer. So option B. And why is it not 9 Newton? Obviously Newton is for force. Okay, so fine, you should know the units as well over here. So let's go to the third question. And the third question is, the diagram shows a lamp and a resistor connected in a circuit. The lamp is too bright. Okay, which change to the circuit will decrease the current in the lamp? So we need to see that we are making changes to decrease the current in the lamp and make it less bright. Okay, even before we try to make it less bright, let us see what would have been the existing value of the current here. So for that I need to give you some hypothetical values. Let me tell you, suppose that the source of power is 40 volts. Okay, so now lamp, suppose it has a resistance of 2 ohms and the resistor also has a resistance of 2 ohms. If I have to find out the current in this circuit, I would have said that V equals IR or I equals V upon R. So how much is the voltage across the power supply? That is, its EMF is 40 divided by, in a series circuit the resistances add up, so 2 plus 2 is 4. So the current in this case is 10 amperes. That's the current ideally. Now they're telling you that you need to reduce the current so that the brightness of the lamp also becomes less. Now the first suggestion is connecting another resistor in parallel to the one in the circuit. That means if you are going to connect the resistor, let me take another color now. So what they're suggesting is that you take a resistor and you connect it across the original resistor given. So now let us also assume that this resistor also has a resistance of 2 ohms. So now what is the total resistance of the resistors in parallel? So if I just talk about this section here, okay, the one in rectangle, so let me calculate the resistance of that section. So for that I will have to say that 1 upon R is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2, that is half plus half, which is 1. So what is the value of the total resistance shown in the green? That's equal to 1. So now this entire thing will be 1. Okay, the combination of the two parallel resistors will have a combined resistance of 1. Now that 1 ohm resistor can be imagined to be in series with the 2 ohm resistor. So now the total resistance of the circuit is how much? 3 ohms. So if I have to again calculate the value of the current, it's going to be I equals V upon R. V is 40 and R is how much? 2 plus 1 is 3. The resistance further decreased. So now let me see how much is 40 divided by 3. 40 divided by 3 is 13.33. So if I assume it to be even 13.3 amps, so what's going to happen? I can see that the, sorry, just let me write it again. So that's 13.3 amps. And I can see instead of decreasing, the current has increased. So connecting another resistor in parallel to the given resistor does not help us because it's going to further increase the current. So this is not the correct option. Now the next option given to us is, let me take another color before that. Okay, so now the next option is connecting a resistor in series with the one in the circuit. So suppose I have my bulb over here, then this is the original resistor. They say that we can connect another resistor here and then keeping the same connections. Okay, so now let us assume that the third one also is a 2 ohm resistor. Okay, so now together what's the combined resistance of these three components? The combined resistance of these three is 6. Okay, 6 ohms, and here again it is 40 volts. So if I want to calculate current, how much is the current? Current is equal to V upon R. How much is V? V is 40. R is how much? 2 plus 2 4, 4 plus 2 6. Now how much is 40 divided by 6? So 40 divided by 6 is how much? 6.66. So you can say it is equal to 6.67 amps. Now isn't this helping you to reduce the current in the circuit? And yes, the brightness also will be reduced. So connecting a resistor in series with the given resistor helps you, because in that case the resistance is going to decrease, the combined resistance in the circuit is going to decrease. So definitely B is the correct option. See, what am I doing in the whole process? I'm taking some kind of hypothetical values, because if I want to arrive at some conclusion, I need to know what could have been the values. So the best is always take values that will make your calculations easier, of course, and then proceed ahead. Fine. So I hope this is clear. Now let's go ahead. So a light dependent resistor LDR and a resistor R are connected in a series circuit. Light falls on the LDR. The brightness of the light falling on the LDR decreases. Now before decreases, I need to just imagine that what happens when the LDR, the light intensity is not decreasing. Okay, so there are two things I need to do. One is the normal one, and second is when the light intensity, so light intensity is decreasing, that section. So let me solve the first section first. So if the light intensity is decreasing, they are asking you what happens to the resistance of the LDR and what happens to the reading of the ammeter. Two things you need to discuss. So let me just discuss the first thing. So suppose initially this would have been a 40 volts, the EMF would have been 40 volts, and this would have been say 2 ohms, and this would have been again 2 ohms. So what's the current? Current is equal to V upon R, which is 40 upon 4, and which is what? 10 amps. So ideally, even before the light intensity started decreasing, the existing current in the circuit would have been 10 amps, right? This would have been 10 amps. Now, when you consider the brightness of the light that is falling on the LDR to decrease, now the rule is what? When the brightness, now you need to know the working of the LDR for that. So when the brightness of the light incident on the LDR decreases, remember its resistance. Whose resistance? The resistance of the LDR is going to increase. Okay, so if the resistance is increasing, what's going to happen? So I'll just draw the circuit over here, redraw the circuit over here. So this is the original circuit, the way it is shown to you. I'm going to only make the changes in the values of the resistance of the LDR, that's it. So this was 2 ohms. Now if they say that the resistance increases, so maybe from 2 ohms I can imagine it became 8 ohms. This stayed still 40, okay, 40 volts. So now the question is what happens to the resistance of the LDR? Obviously, as per the theory, the resistance of the LDR is going to increase. So resistance is going to increase. From 2 ohms is going to become 8 ohms. I'm giving you a hypothetical value. It could have become anything but greater than 2. That's the rule of the working of the LDR, okay? So how do I know that the resistance is going to increase? Because that's how the LDR works. So wherever it is increasing, those could have been my options. So this is correct, this is correct. Now, what happens to the reading on the ammeter? So here if I do the calculations again, I have I equals V divided by R. V is how much? 40. R is how much? 8 plus 2, 10. So what happens to the current? The current is decreasing. So which is the correct option? Correct option is C, right? So see how I'm using my series and the parallel rules and the functioning of the LDR to solve my questions, right? So now going ahead, and the question is a 3 ohm lamp and a 6 ohm lamp. So I have a lamp which is having a resistance of 3 ohms. I have a lamp which is having a resistance of 6 ohms, and both are connected in series. So I have been asked to find the total resistance. So in a series circuit, what happens? The total resistance is found by adding the individual resistance of the components. So it is 3 ohms plus 6 ohms, which is 9 ohms. So it was a very simple question. Good. Okay. Next question. The diagram shows a lamp in a circuit. Which change to the circuit would increase the current in the circuit? Is the same question, is a similar question like before, but there the question asked us what changes could decrease the current. Here the question is asking you what will increase the current. So adding another resistor in parallel. Okay, we've seen why this is right. I'll explain to you. So again, like I told you, I'm going to always take hypothetical values. That makes work easier. So adding another resistor in parallel, if you add another resistor in parallel, and everywhere I'm going to assume that The resistance of each component is 2 ohms. So this is 2 ohms, this is 2 ohms, and this is 2 ohms, and this again is 40. So what's going to happen? What will happen? Okay, before that I'll just try to understand what would have happened if there was no resistor in parallel. Okay, so this would have been 2 ohms, this would have been 2 ohms, this would have been 40. So the current here would have been V upon R, and that would have been 40 divided by 4, which is 10 amps, and in this case it would have become how much? So this entire resistance would have become how much? We have seen earlier, this resistance will become 1 upon R is equal to 1 upon 2 plus 1 upon 2, which is 1. So the combined resistance of the parallel combination is going to become 1. So this entire thing here, I'm highlighting it in green again, this would have been 1 ohms. Okay, so that 1 ohm would have been in series with 2 ohms. So the current value here would have become V equals I equals V upon R. So that's V upon R is how much? 3 now. So how much is that? Sorry, I'm plugging the values again. 40 divided by 3. So 40 divided by 3. See, I've done it earlier, but I'm just doing it again. So it becomes 13.3 amps. So I need to increase the current in the circuit, in the lamp. Isn't adding a resistor parallel to the existing resistor increasing the current? Yes. So the correct option is A. Okay. So that was similar to what I had done earlier. If you really want to see how we had done it earlier, you can pause the video, go back, and then see again. Okay. Now, a student carries out an experiment to investigate the resistance of a resistor. She takes a series of readings of potential difference and current and plots a graph of her results. Which circuit should she use? What is her aim? She's trying to investigate the resistance of a resistor. So she is trying to find out the resistance of a resistor. Okay. So you know the formula for resistance is what? So you know V equals IR. So R is equal to V upon I. So for that, obviously she needs to take the voltmeter readings and the ammeter readings. Now how do you connect an ammeter? Ammeter is in series. So everywhere the ammeter is in series, that is fine. And the voltmeter has to be in parallel. Parallel to what? To the component whose voltage it needs to measure. So it should only be across the fixed resistor. And where is the voltmeter across the fixed resistor? So this is in series, obviously this is wrong. Voltmeter here is in parallel to the variable resistor in D, so this is wrong. And here again the voltmeter is measuring the EMF of the power supply, which is wrong. We don't want all of that. So the correct option is A. Okay, because voltmeter has to be measured across the component whose voltage it is wanting to measure. So because it is interested in measuring the voltage of the fixed resistor, it will have to be connected across the fixed resistor. And ammeter, like I said, it is in series, so it is fine. So option A is correct. A 30 ohm resistor is connected in series with another resistor and a 6 volt battery. The current in the circuit is 0.12 amps. The voltmeter is connected across the other resistor. What is the reading in the voltmeter? Well, for that you need to understand that if I call this 30 ohms as R1, then I know the second resistor will also offer some kind of resistance. Instead of V, if I call this as V2, and if I call another voltmeter connected here as V1, okay, then I know that according to the voltage rule, the EMF of the battery, let V be the EMF of the battery, which is 6 volts, that is going to be equal to V1 plus V2, because in series the voltages add up. So that means 6 is going to be equal to V1 plus V2. Now how much is V1? So I'll just tell you how much it is. So here if I talk about V1, I know it is equal to I into R1, and I in the entire circuit is going to be same. So that is equal to 0.12 into R1. And how much is R1? It is 30. So what is the total voltage across the 30 ohm resistor? 0.12 into 30, that gives me 3.6. So across this the voltage is 3.6 volts, and you know that in the combination this is the formula. Okay, this is the formula shown by 1. So if I substitute the value of 3.6 into the first equation, what do I get? I get V2 is equal to 6 minus 3.6. How much is that? 6 minus 3.6. 6 minus 3.6, which gives me 2.4. So 2.4 volts is the answer. So A is the answer. Okay. So see how simple it is. Only you have to use all the rules that you've learned. Okay. Now the next one. The diagram shows a torch containing two cells. So this is cell 1 and this is cell 2. Okay. A switch. Okay, switch is shown here clearly. Lamp is also indicated. Fine. Which is the diagram, circuit diagram for the torch? Okay. So let me begin with the lamp here. Okay, this lamp here. So let me connect the lamp here. This is my lamp. And let me show you the wires now. Okay. So this is a wire that is coming from the lamp and going to the switch. So I have my switch here. Okay. Then what's the next thing? Then again I have, after the switch, the wire is still going straight and it is connecting itself to the cell 2. Now let me mark the polarities. So what I mean is, if this is positive, this is going to be negative, this is going to be positive, this is going to be negative. So where is the second side of the switch getting connected? To the negative of the cell 2. So let me complete this diagram. So to the negative of the cell 2 it is getting connected. Then you have a positive, and then again you have a negative, again you have a positive, and this positive is connected to the lamp. So the circuit diagram that shows this is the correct one, and that is shown by A. So A is my correct option. Fine. Okay, again very simple. Now the 10th question. So okay, the diagram shows a lamp in a circuit. So this is my lamp, this is a fixed resistor. Okay, which change to the circuit would increase the current in the lamp? So I think this question is repeated. Maybe it was asked in some other year, so we've put it here. So we don't have to really solve it. So I'm just writing here repeated, and we need not solve this. I've just solved it earlier for you. Okay, if you still want to have a look at that, you can just have a look at that. Fine. And the last question here, like I told you, it will have 11 questions altogether. Sorry for that. Okay. Okay. The diagram shows the circuit. The reading on the ammeter is 12 amps. So here I get a reading of 12 amps. And the question is, how much charge passes through the ammeter in 2 minutes? So the time given to me is 2 minutes. And I know when I'm finding the charge, I need to convert the time from minutes into seconds. Okay. So 1 minute is 60 seconds. 2 minutes is 2 into 60. These many seconds. Okay. So now also the formula for the charge is Q is equal to I into T. Quit. Remember, quit. Now I is how much? I is 12 and time is how much? 120. Because 2 into 60 is 120. And how much does that come to? 12 into 120. So 12 into 120, and that gives me 1440 coulombs. Coulombs is the unit for charge. So that's how you solve the question. So questions on electricity, which are numericals, which are the sums rather, are something that children are really scared of. So do not have to worry. What I'll be doing is I'll be uploading more videos where I'll be solving sums on specific heat capacity, thermal physics, wherever there are sums involved, like critical angle or say speed of sound or like transformers, efficiency, etc. So that at least before your exams you are more confident. Okay, that's the whole purpose behind my videos. Okay, so well, that's all in today's video on questions on series and parallel circuit taken from our website smartexamresources.com, and in the description box I'll be sharing the link for the download. Please go to the website, download it, and happy learning. And yes, stay safe, stay blessed. Thank you and good day.